is to be together on this day. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim sheverachim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim sheverachim gam yachad. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is, how good it is, how sweet it is, how sweet it is to be together on this day. Hine ma tov u'manayim sheverachim gam yachad. 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 Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Ya la 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 la. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevetachim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevetachim gam yachad.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome to our service. If you're joining us via live stream right now, if you're on YouTube or Facebook Live, keep in mind that you're welcome to actually join us in the Zoom, and we'd love to get to see your faces for a more personal prayer experience. We love sharing Shabbat with you from our homes, our living rooms to yours. We're going to begin our service this evening with Romamu. We're on page 20 of the Siddur Lev Shalem.
And whether you're in the Zoom room or out there in live stream land, I hope you'll participate and you'll sing with me and harmonize and clap and just have a wonderful, joyful Shabbat. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romamu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu Romamu.
We're going to continue with Lecha Dodi that begins on page 23 and goes through page 25. As usual, we'll do the first verse and the last verse. And remember to rise at the last verse and face the entrance of whatever room you're in to greet Shabbat.
Lecha Dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat b'kavela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala yalalai 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 b'nei Shabbat Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad Hishmi'anu el hameyuchad Adonai echad u'shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'litilah Lechadoti likrat kalai yalalai 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 B'nei Shabbat nekabelah Lechadoti likrat kalai yalalai 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 B'nei Shabbat nekabelah Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala Gam besimcha u'betzola Toch emunei am segula Boi chala Lechadodi likrat kala Yalalai 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 B'nei Shabbat nekabelah Lechadodi likrat kala Yalalai 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 B'nei Shabbat nekabelah. We're going to continue, right? Remain standing. We turn to page 39A for Boruchu. Ya la 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach Baruch Adonai HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed HaMevorach HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam va'ed La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. We continue, Ki Hem Chayenu, page 40. And you may be seated if you'd like. Ki Hem Chayenu, Ve'orech Yameinu, Uvahem Negeo Mam Balayla. Ki Hem Chayenu, Ve'orech Yameinu, Uvahem Negeo Mam Balayla. Ki Hem Chayenu, Ve'orech Yameinu, Uvahem Negeo Mam Balayla. Ki Hem Chayenu, Ve'orech Yameinu, Uvahem Negeo Mam Balayla. V'yavatecha tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch ata Adonai, Ohev amo Yisrael.
Clarissa, are you ready? We have Clarissa Rasmussen with us, who we're very excited is going to lead us in the Shema. We're on page 41.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anohi mitzafecha hayom alvavecha v'shinantam levanecha bedibarta bam v'shiftecha veitecha uvelechtecha vaderech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha Ukshartam leot al yadecha v'chayula totafot beinenecha uftaftam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha.
We'll continue to ourselves at the top of page 42. Clarissa is going to continue in the middle of the second paragraph, page 42, Lema'an Tizkeru.
Lema'an tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'kem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etem be'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lahem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem emet.
Beautiful job, Clarissa. Thank you so much. We are going to continue now with Micha Mocha. We're on page 44.
Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh nora, tehilot osei feleh. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh nora, tehilot osei feleh. Malchutecha ra'u v'anecha, bokei hayam livnei Moshe. Ze'elianu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch la'olam va'ed. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh nora, tehilot osei feleh. V'nemar kifata Adonai et Yaakov, uga'alo miyad hazak mimenu, miyad hazak mimenu. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh nora, tehilot osei feleh, osei feleh, osei feleh. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. So Hashkivenu, especially now in these times when we're at home and we're sheltered, has a special meaning because part of it talks about having a shelter of God's peace around us. And so today I hope you will sing. And when I say it's your part, I want you guys to sing, even if I can't hear you. You and your homes can hear each other and feel that shelter protection of family. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu leChayim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu leChayim Ushmor Tzeitenu Uvoenu L'chaim u'shalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu leChayim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu leChayim Ufros aleinu Sukkot shalomecha Ufros aleinu Sukkot shalomecha. Just you guys. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu leChayim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leShalom V'ha'amidenu Malkeinu leChayim. We continue page 46 with Vishamru. Vishamru Bnei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asod et haShabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru Bnei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asod et haShabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein Bnei Yisrael oti leolam, oti leolam, oti leolam. Vishamru Bnei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et haShabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheishet yamim asa Adonai et haShamayim ve'et ha'aretz Vishamru Bnei Yisrael et Yom Hashvi'i Shabbat Vainafash Shabbat Vainafash Shabbat Vainafash Vishamru Bnei Yisrael Et HaShabbat Lasot Et HaShabbat L'Torotam Berit Olam.
I want to talk for a little bit about surprise holiness. When something's holy and you didn't even realize that it was. In this week's Parsha, Jacob goes on a journey and he lies down to rest. And while he's lying down, he dreams of angels climbing up and down a ladder. And this dream brings him the realization that he's lying in a holy place. When he wakes up, he says, "Surely God is present in this place, and I did not know it." In Hebrew, the verse begins with the word achen. And whenever the word achen appears in the Torah, it means that something's a surprise. It can be translated sort of along the lines of, "Oh, this is not what I thought." God's presence in that place was not what Jacob expected. So for those of you who are joining us via Zoom, I want to ask you to put yourself in Jacob's shoes. And I'm going to ask a question. You're in Jacob's shoes. Feel free. You can unmute yourself or raise your hand if you think you have an answer. When in your life have you been surprised by God's presence? When did you think that something was just normal or regular? And then at some point, either in the moment or after the fact, you thought about it and you realized it was holy. It was special. It felt like God was there in some way. Can you think of an example? I'll scroll through so I can see if anybody has a hand up. Or Bob, go ahead.
Perhaps as you mean as Jacob or as myself?
Either way, I was thinking as yourself.
You were thinking of myself. Well, I was thinking of Jacob while he was sitting in the pit. But give me a few seconds, maybe I'll think of something for myself.
Okay, perfect. It could be Jacob or yourself. Did anyone else? Anita, yeah.
Once upon a time, we were camping on the north rim of the Grand Canyon, and it was Shabbat, so we stayed for the day, and we hiked along the rim and sat overlooking the Grand Canyon at one point, and it was like God was right there with us.
Wow, beautiful. And you might not have thought in advance that it was going to feel like a holy experience. Maybe you knew you were going to see something beautiful, but you didn't necessarily think this is going to be a holy experience. I'm going to feel like God is there with me in some way. That's beautiful. Any other examples that anyone can think of? You can feel free to raise your hand so I can see you as I'm scrolling through people here. Something that felt holy, you didn't realize it was going to until you got there, and all of a sudden or after the fact, it just hit you that something about it felt holy. Robin.
Hi everybody, Shabbat Shalom. So it was an interesting experience. We rescued a dog, and when we rescued the dog, right after everything was taken care of and everything, we got in the car, and I swear I felt like this holiness enveloping us because we had rescued one of God's creatures. And I thought that was very special too. Didn't expect that kind of feeling, and yet there it was.
Wow, that's beautiful. Right, you expect you're doing something good when you're rescuing a dog. You're thinking, oh, I'm going to feel good about this, but you don't think I'm going to feel this kind of special spark, like something's holy, a little shiver up my spine kind of. You don't think you're going to have that feeling.
That was it. Yeah, more than a mitzvah. Yeah.
Right, they felt like a mitzvah. Clarissa, okay, you'll be our last one.
So at one point I was socially distanced hiking with a friend, and we were going along this skinny path, and I fell, and my dad saved me. He was able to pull me back up, and it just felt like, I felt so lucky, and not necessarily holy, but it sort of felt like a holy moment afterwards. I was just like, wow, this person standing next to me saved me from like tumbling all the way down.
I love that. Right. Something bad could have happened to you. You could have been in danger, but you were saved. And I think that does feel like a holy moment, a moment when you didn't realize, you just thought you were going on a hike, but you end up in a situation where you could have gotten hurt and you weren't. And you felt so kind of grateful and thankful. It gave you that little spark of kind of a holy moment. I love that. And I imagine that feeling, the feeling that some of you described, whether you're in a beautiful natural surroundings and you just kind of feel the holiness of God's presence, or you do a mitzvah, you save an animal, one of God's creations, and you feel that spark from that, or you're about to be hurt, you're about to be in a dangerous situation and you're saved from that danger, that kind of shiver that goes down your spine when you kind of didn't realize that something was going to feel holy and then all of a sudden it does. I imagine that feeling is somewhat similar to what Jacob felt when he woke up and realized that he was in this holy place. Sforno, who's a medieval Italian biblical commentator, wrote about this verse that Jacob wasn't expecting or prepared for any kind of prophetic insight being in this spot. And it was only later that he realized that this was a place where prophetic insight would be dispensed. That just kind of by being in that place at that time, he could be more spiritually open. Jacob had just been going about his regular routine, wandering, finding a place to sleep for the night. It says he probably did every day. And he had no idea that he would encounter God there in his dream. Dr. Aviva Zornberg, who's a modern Scottish Torah scholar, writes about Jacob's 20 years in Lavan's home, which is where he was coming from during that journey, as a dark night of the soul. Jacob's journey starts at the beginning of the Parsha when we're told that the sun sets as he's getting to Lavan's home. And 20 years later, Jacob returns home and the Torah marks the occasion with a sunrise, actually. That'll be in next week's Parsha, that Lavan's deception and trickery created a dark night of Jacob's soul, and we had to wait for the sunrise afterwards. I think we all know that it can be so difficult to find God during a dark night of the soul. And Jacob was neither expecting it nor prepared for it. He lied down to sleep in a place that he had no idea was holy, and God appeared to him, even in his darkest hour. Thanksgiving this year came during a very dark time, a dark night of all of our souls. But hopefully you were able to find moments of gratitude, moments that, whether you expected it or not, and whether you recognized it in the moment or not, were holy moments. We're going to continue with our service now. We're going to continue with Chatzi Kaddish. We're in the Siddur Lev Shalem, page 46. Do we have Chazan Mimi with us? Oh, just unmute yourself. There you go.
Yep. Okay, there. See? I was listening so intently. Yitkada ve'yitkada shemei rabba ve'amadi vrachirute ve'amlich mochute b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayedecho beit Yisrael bagala u'vizman kariv v'yemeru amen yehishmei rabba mevorach le'alam la'me'amaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yithaleh v'yithalal shemei kudusha berichu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'meru amen.
We'll give you some time now to pray the silent Amidah. It begins on page 47 and continues through page 52. So you can rise, take some time, feel free to pray in the Hebrew, in the English, or whatever prayers are in your heart.
Toda kol mashe barata, Toda al mashe li natata, Ol or enayim chavero shnayim, al mashe yesh li ba'olam, al shir koleach b'lev soleach, shebizkutam anikayam. I thank you, God, for your creation. You give me strength and inspiration for all the beauty I see around me, for knowing peace and being free, for all my friends and family. I thank you for creating me. Toda al kol mashe barata, Toda al mashe li natata, al chok sheyeled ushmei hadchelet, al adama uvayitcham, hina lashevet isha ohevet, shebizkutam anikayam.
Wow, thank you, Khazan Mimi. I'd never heard that song before, but I love it.
It's was written by Uzi Hitman, who passed away a few years ago. The translation isn't exactly the same, but really it asked us to think about the people we love, having a place to sit, a place to be, and for Thanksgiving weekend. I hope that was a nice change for everybody.
It was perfectly themed for a Thanksgiving weekend Shabbat. We're going to continue now with a prayer for healing, because we know that so many people are in need of healing. Even as I'm looking at the Zoom screen in front of me, I know that many of you could use some healing prayers, and we're thinking about you and those joining us via live stream and all those who we love who might need some physical healing from the coronavirus or from something else, or just might need some emotional healing or spiritual healing. We're holding you in our hearts, and we'll sing together Rifa'inu.
Rifa'enu Adonai B'nei Rapha. God, only you can bring true healing, and so we pray. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei Cholei Amo Yisrael. Blessed are you, Shekhinah, restores our loved ones, heal our people speedily in our day. And let us say Amen. So one moment, because I need to get my Kiddush cup.
All right. Well, Mimi gets her Kiddush cup. If you're going to join us for Kiddush, if you have some grape juice or wine and you want to take part in that, feel free to go get your grape juice and wine so you can hold it up and join us in Kiddush. And we're going to rise page 55, Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodecha ve'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat.
While you take a sip of your wine or grape juice, we are going to remain standing for Aleinu, page 56.
Aleinu l'shabeach ladon hakol latet gedula liotzer breshit shelo asanu ki goyei aratzot velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkeinu kahem v'gor aleinu kechohamonam v'anachnu koreim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamachim hakadosh baruch hu shehu notes shamayim ve'oser haaretz u'moshav yekaro b'shamayim imah ushkinatu zah Ain't no dog can come on the road. Kakatu Pator Techadonayim Loch Leolam Vaed V'nemar V'hayadonai V'melech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu yiyeh Adonai echad U'shemo echad.
This week, we are lovingly remembering the following yahrzeits: Bertha Berger, Ethel Dine, Molly Feinberg, Rose Gable, Harold Lambert, Sarah Schatzkin, Julius Siegel, Wallace Silver, Dora Singer, Vivian Taggart, Esther Cohen, Esther Mond, Abraham Cheslow, Yossi De La Vera, Stanley Feynman, Evelyn Fingaret, Doris Goodman, William Klein, Lena Recht, George Romano, Ida Fishman, Selma Goldman, Iris Kent, Herman Madnick, Zvi Regenstreif, Morris Sachs, Murray Stein, Sam Turitz, Isidore Blank, Helen Frieden, Irving Gorelick, Harry Grossman, Donald Levin, Lillian Reisman, Sybil Adler, Esther Amar, Lillian Berkowitz, Abraham Chernitsky, Lilo Dack, Golda Dinsfried, Janet Fox, Betty Henderson, Edward Horwitz, Dottie Kaplan, Jiro Kleppel, Irving Lehrman, Albert Page, Audrey Raphael, Israel Rubenstein, Frank Epstein, Alan Goldstein, Milton Klein, Carl Passon, and Sanford Phillips. We're also mindful of two recent passings in our community: Jerry Sprachman, the father of Lisa Jaffe, and Risha Levy, sister of Bernard Kaufman. And of course, our hearts are with both of those families during this difficult time. For anyone who is in need of mourning, in need of saying the mourner's Kaddish, need or desire, if you're reciting Kaddish for a yahrzeit or you're in a period of mourning, please rise and join with us. We're on page 58. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra kirutei v'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'vyomechon u'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'gala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam u'olmei omayah. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya. V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. We have a few announcements for you today. Tomorrow morning, of course, we have our virtual Shabbat morning service at 10:30, and you should try to get your lunch ready before the service so that afterwards you can join us at 12 o'clock for our virtual Kiddush lunch. And by the way, even if you just want to pop in for a minute and say hello, even if you don't have lunch ready, you just want to see some friends, see some people, join us on Zoom. It's the link that you can find on our website. And we'd just love to get to see your faces. It's so fun for us to just have a moment to connect during those Kiddush lunches. We have some fun challah-ful ways for everyone to support Aliyah in our preschool this winter. Order the amazingly delicious wildflower challahs, which you can pick up contact-free every Friday in our parking lot, or you can bake your own at our virtual challah bake on December 3rd. Information about these will be in the Pulse email on Tuesday and are available on our website. This Tuesday is Giving Tuesday, a worldwide day of charitable giving, and we need your support to help offset the deficit left by the unprecedented amount of financial aid we've given to families for membership, preschool tuition, and other programs this year. Please look for emails this Monday and Tuesday, and please contribute to help us meet our goal of $5,400. Can you believe that Hanukkah is only 2 weeks away? Stay tuned to our website and the weekly post to check out ways that you can celebrate and even shop with Temple Aliyah. Most importantly, we want you to know we're here for you. Even though our staff is working from home, you can always contact us by email, any of the clergy and any of the staff, if you're in need of any assistance during this difficult time, or just want to reach out and say hello. We wish you a Shabbat Shalom. We'll continue our service now with Shalom Aleichem to finish us out.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 Bochem L'Shalom, Malchei Shalom, Malachei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu, Shalom, Malachei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ay, 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 Seichem Shalom, Malchei Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim, Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Sharet, Malachei Elyon, Mimelech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.